Premiership. And with players like Nicky Chadwick, the future is bright. It'll be a carnival atmosphere. It's Arsenal-Everton next.
It is a carnival atmosphere in North London. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Highbury, home of the 2002 English Premier League champion Arsenal, as they take on Everton today in the final match of the season. Glad you could join us once again. I am your host, Christian Miles, and deja vu for the Gunners, as they celebrated their last Premiership title with a victory over Everton back in 1998. Let's get to the lineups and a refurbished 11. Arsene Wenger retooling goal. Richard Wright starts in place of the rested David Seaman, but is expected to be substituted, so Stuart Taylor can receive a winner's medal. Ashley Cole, the only returning member from Wednesday's match, in defense. Rimondi and Edu, along with Parler in the midfield, and of course, Bergkamp and Henry rejoin the attack to pair with Silma and Will Tuck. For Everton, Steve Sigmundsson back in goal for Paul Gerrard. World Cup-bound midfielder Thomas Gravesen and Scott Gemmell are left out of the midfield, so Tobias Linderoth joins Lee Carsley along with Nicholas Alexanderson. Duncan Ferguson still out suspended, and Nick Chadwick problems with his groin, so Kevin Campbell will start against his former club alongside Tomasz Rzyński. Well, your match referee is Mark Halsey. Your match commentator is Alan Perry. Time now to throw it down to him for the first half call at Highbury in North London.
12 consecutive league wins, and as they get the game underway at Highbury, they have become the first club in over 100 years to go through an entire season unbeaten away from home. It really is a staggering achievement, that, and the last team to do it back in the 1880s, Preston North End, in an era, of course, when football was very, very different. They played far fewer games. It was far less professional. For Arsenal to do it against the standard of opponents they meet week in, week out in the Premiership underlines their huge stature in the game. Miscued clearance there by Everton's skipper David Weir, and that gives an early shooting opportunity to Thierry Henry, who is restored to Arsenal's lineup today after missing a few games with injury problems recently. He's top goal scorer with 30 in 48 games, 22 of them in the Premiership. As you'd expect, a wonderful celebratory atmosphere all around Highbury. Celebrations have been going on since about half an hour before the kick-off, when various presentations were made. Dennis Bergkamp winning the Goal of the Season award. Here he is for his superb effort up at Newcastle. Bob Wilson, a member of the double team of 71, now retiring from his position as goalkeeper coach after 39 years at Arsenal. He got an award. Even the Arsenal ladies team won their own domestic league title. What a year it has been. Ashley Cole with a header clear. Quite a week for him. Named, of course, in England's World Cup squad. Not a bad little gift to go with the 2 medals he's gained this week. Referee Mark Halsey signals a free kick, foul by Nicholas Alexanderson, who will also be going to the World Cup finals for his country, Sweden. And indeed, in their opening game, they meet England. So he'll be in direct competition with Ashley Cole that day too, I would imagine. Here's Grimondi. Lushny. Long ball aimed at Henry, and it's found him. Poor defending by Everton. They got away with that one. Steve Watson seemed to completely misjudge things initially. And Rzyński putting pressure on Ashley Cole. Richard Wright making a rare first-team start in the Arsenal goal. A brave header there by Lee Carsley. And Dixon cleans things up, as he's been doing seemingly forever here at Highbury, and gets the ball back again. Foul by Campbell, a one-time dressing room teammate. Thierry Henry presented with the first chance of the game. Complete misjudgment by Watson. Even caught Henry by surprise, I think. Here's Ashley Cole for Arsenal. Their run of 12 consecutive Premiership wins that led them to the title actually began against Everton at Goodison Park back in February. They have, in fact, gone 27 domestic games without defeat, the Gunners. Their only reverses in recent months coming in the European Champions League against Deportivo La Coruña and Juventus. Good turn there by Ashley Cole. Watson makes the challenge. And then it's cleared by Everton's Alan Stubbs. Arsenal's fantastic record of having scored in every single league fixture. What a mistake there by the Everton defender, Alan Stubbs, caught in possession. It seemed a straightforward clearance. It was nipped away from him, and Bergkamp accepted the gift. Awful defending by Everton. Dennis Bergkamp gets goal number 14 of the season for him, and in the Premiership, goal number 76 of the season for Arsenal. A total that is bettered only by Manchester United at the top level. Well, if there was any doubt about the celebrations beginning, that doubt has been swept away now. Well, Arsenal's unstoppable roll towards the major honours goes on. But a chance here straight away for Everton to draw level through Lee Carsley. Caught it well enough, but it was well read by Richard Wright, who's not had the best of weeks. He expected, I think, to play in the FA Cup final. He played in all but one round prior to the final. He didn't make that team. He didn't make England's World Cup squad as a backup goalkeeper either. David Seaman, of course, will be going to the World Cup as England's #1. That's sitting it out today. The man you saw between those two is young Stuart Taylor, who is on the bench today, and if he gets on, it means that he will get himself a championship medal, and Arsene Wenger has more or less promised that Stuart Taylor will play some part today. Here's Pembridge. Now Lindelof. Over the head of Campbell. Alexanderson coming in behind him for goal kick. Well, what a start for Arsenal. And Everton will be furious. They really did shoot themselves in the foot. Freddie Ljungberg amongst those sitting it out today. His goals have been such a wonderful contribution to Arsenal's season. 17 altogether. His best ever total. Well, it's just like being present at a great big party, this. As I said, for half an hour before the kick-off, most of the crowd were in their places, and a procession of people came out and received various awards. Now that goal coming so early has just completely relaxed things. Even Lee Dixon's trying to get in on the scoring act, but Steve Simonson denies him. Pretty talented subs bench, eh? Ljungberg, Vieira, Perez is not amongst the subs, he's injured. Patrick Vieira's future still in some doubt, depending on which newspaper you read in England. He's either staying or he's on his way to Real Madrid. There's no doubt that Sol Campbell is staying to form the heart of a new legendary Arsenal defence. Adams and Keown for so many years. Now it's going to be Campbell and another, I guess you'd say, because it looks as though Tony Adams is also retiring at the end of this season. Here's Bergkamp, scorer of the Arsenal goal, and what a superb ball that was. The pullback by Cole, not quite so accurate. And here again, Bergkamp gets it back from Henry. Parler didn't make the England World Cup squad, but of course his goal a week ago in Cardiff's Millennium Stadium helped Arsenal win the FA Cup after the heartbreak of a year earlier when they lost, unfortunately, to Liverpool. There's Oleg Luzhny, the Ukrainian international, finding Parler. And any thought that Arsenal might treat this like a testimonial game has been quickly dispelled. 8 minutes gone, Everton have hardly had a touch of the ball and they've already conceded. Kevin Campbell finds Roszinski as Everton try to get back in the picture without success. Gibson. Wiltor, hustled out of it by David Unsworth. The Everton man tries to feed Campbell, and it's not a bad ball for Kevin Campbell! Well, a great chance to score on the ground where he started his career. He applauds the accuracy of the through ball, and Arsenal's defence didn't look too comfortable here. Simple ball over the top, caught out central defender and covering fullback. And Richard Wright timed his run well. I think he just did enough to put Campbell off, really. Certainly an opening for the visitors, who've had a poor record defensively this season, which has been added to by that Bergkamp goal they've already conceded. And then on the back foot again here, chipped in towards Wiltord, a claim for handball by the Arsenal fans. Nothing doing according to the referee. Everton now let in 54 goals in their 38 games. It is one of the poorest defensive records in the Premiership. As Campbell fits it onto Radzinski, and now Alexanderson. Radzinski had to hold up, otherwise he would have been offside as he went for the return. Good challenge by Ashley Cole. Nicholas Alexanderson scored 2 goals in his last half a dozen games for Everton after going almost a year without a goal. Now Campbell, who might have brought them level here. Unsworth, who possesses a powerful left foot shot, given an opening. And Campbell again found himself with an opening. Arsenal expecting the offside flag, it never came. And for the second time in as many minutes, Kevin Campbell had a chance here to bring Everton level, and a chance he failed to take. He's actually gone 15 league games since he scored his last goal. He won't get many better opportunities. Here's Cole again. Anderson wins it back. Alexanderson, I should say. Campbell's there again. Lindelof. And Everton get the throw. Martin Keown also sitting it out today. Delighted to be included in the England squad for the World Cup final. Something of a surprise inclusion, I think, from most people's point of view. Certainly couldn't say that about Cole, who made that fine challenge then. Steve Watson with the throw for Everton. Easily claimed by Wright. A very significant scoreline coming in now from Anfield. It's Liverpool 1, Ipswich Town 0. John Arne Riise, the young Norwegian, has scored that goal, his 7th of the season for Liverpool. If Liverpool win that game, they will finish runners-up to Arsenal and ahead of Manchester United, who therefore would finish lower than they've ever finished since the Premiership began. And also, defeat for Ipswich would confirm them in the 3rd and final relegation spot. Liverpool 1, Ipswich 0. Sunderland can still go down, but they would have to lose today. They're at home to Derby, and Ipswich would have to win for that to happen. So while Everton are a goal down here, their Merseyside neighbours are a goal to the good at Anfield. 12 minutes gone at Highbury. Arsenal 1, Everton 0. Here's the man who got it, Dennis Bergkamp. Stepanovs. Bergkamp again. One back by Carsley for Everton. Alexanderson. Weir stabs it forward, and Luzhny away. Just look at the scenes all around this ground. The party has started in earnest. The championship trophy will be handed over to Arsenal a few minutes after the final whistle today. Nobody in red will be leaving, I can assure you, and hopefully you'll be with us to see that. Campbell using his muscular presence to win it back for Everton. Now here's Radzinski, the little Canadian international. Has to wait for support to arrive, which it does now from Pembridge and Campbell. He made a total mess of things. Here's Bergkamp up against Stubbs, who also made a mess of things for the goal that Bergkamp scored. That's a lovely ball. Thierry Henry takes it round the keeper and into the side netting. Everton split asunder again by the pace and movement of Arsenal's attacking players. I must say he looked well offside, Henry, but it wasn't given. And having got round the goalkeeper, you would have expected him, of all people, to find the net, even though it was a tight angle. He's been out of form recently by his exceptionally high standards. Well, we've had, what, 14 minutes, and we could have had several goals already. Just one in the net. Everton have had 2 chances. Arsenal have had 2. Bergkamp scored one of them. Henry missed. And Campbell in possession here has missed twice for Everton. Let's hope it continues in this vein. No end of season boredom surrounding this fixture. Unsworth looking again for Campbell, well placed. On to Alexanderson. Cole made the block. Lindelof. Everton have it back with Watson. Here's Mark Pembridge. Didn't catch it properly. Comfortable save really for Wright. Pembridge has only scored 1 goal in the last 2 years, so not a position he finds himself in very often, that. Quite a strong win here at Highbury. It's behind Arsenal's backs in this first half. David Moyes has had a spectacular start, I think you'd say, to his Everton managerial career. They've won 4 of the 8 games he's been in charge of so far, drawn 1 and lost 3. There's the number of goals that's been scored in those games that's been truly incredible. I'll come back to that in a moment as they look for one here with Alexanderson, and Campbell's there again over his head this time. Wiltord has it back for Arsenal, and now Gilles Grimond, and on to Bergkamp. Henry's ahead of him. Here's Parler. Good effort! He doesn't get many goals, Ray Parler. They're usually spectacular efforts. Only 2 this season. 1 in an earlier round of the FA Cup against Gillingham, and then 1 in the final last Saturday against Chelsea. Almost made it 3 then. But going back to Everton since David Moyes took over, 36 goals in 9 games now. 15 of them scored by Everton, 21 conceded. That's an average of over 4 goals per game since the new man came in. And every suggestion here in the early stages that that average will be maintained today, one way or the other. Here's Henry, still got it. Arsenal have gone 20 league games without defeat. The last team to beat them was Newcastle United here at Highbury over 5 months ago now. Wiltord. And now Bergkamp. He seems to find space where no others can. Dennis Bergkamp. He wasn't a regular at the start of this season, of course, the Dutchman, and complained about that quite publicly at times, saying he was so dissatisfied he was even thinking of moving on. But he's won back his place, and my word, what a great end to the season he's had. Stepanov's under pressure here from Radzinski, and the little Canadian kept going. Richard Wright just got things correct in terms of his geography in the penalty area. And here he is again. Edu. The young Brazilian loses it. Alexanderson with the ball to Radzinski. Suspicion of handball, not given, and back it goes to Alexanderson. Better defending this time by Arsenal. There's Ray Parler, now in his 11th season at Highbury. Good ball for Bergkamp. Stubbs across a little bit smarter this time, but Arsenal still get the throw. Parler bypasses Grimondi to pick out Ashley Cole. Now Thierry Henry. Cole's gone on the overlap. Watson. Everton come forward with David Unsworth. Pembridge to his left. Campbell and Radzinski ahead of him. Still Unsworth. This is Campbell. And straight through 4 players. And landing at the feet of Edu, who sets up Henry. mentioned the significant goal at Anfield. There's also been one at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland, remember, could go down from the Premiership this afternoon, but they have just taken the lead against Derby County through Kevin Phillips, their leading goal scorer. So it's Sunderland 1, Derby 0, and with Liverpool beating Ipswich Town by a goal to nil, it looks very much at the moment as though Ipswich are going back into the nationwide First Division. And another goal that won't displease the followers of Sunderland either, in view of their north-east rivalry. Newcastle have just got a goal behind against Southampton. Anders Svensson scoring there as the ball is given away to Radzinski. Radzinski takes it on, Carsley shot, and Everton get the equaliser. 20 minutes gone. Careless defending this time by Arsenal, and Lee Carsley scores his first ever goal for Everton to bring them level. Subdued reaction throughout most of Highbury. A goal greeted almost in silence. Poor defending there. The ball played straight back to Radzinski, and when Carsley beat Dixon to the loose ball, there was only one likely outcome, and that is an Everton equaliser. Well struck by the Republic of Ireland international. Wright had no chance really, and Everton have dented the Arsenal defensive record, albeit this is not the true Arsenal defence, I think you'd say. In fact, really only one member of the back four and goalkeeping unit would be regarded as a first choice player, and that's Ashley Cole. Stepanov's really with a careless ball. His defending almost as poor as Alan Stubbs was for Everton when Dennis Bergkamp gave Arsenal the lead. Radzinski's got away again here. It's a decent ball for Pembridge, far post. Carsley's in a good position again. He's gone for Campbell. Good save by Wright. Well, it's no exaggeration to say that Campbell could have had a hat-trick here in the opening 21 minutes. 3 excellent opportunities coming his way. And Carsley keeps Everton coming forward. Now Alexanderson. Man this time. Well, Kevin Campbell could have celebrated his return to his first professional club in real style. Incredible to see Arsenal's defence opened up so many times so early in a game. Here's the latest. Of course, they have conceded more goals than Arsenal teams of years gone by. It's just that they've got the happy knack of scoring more than the opposition this time. It's a more exciting, more entertaining Arsenal team without doubt. News of another goal, and Chelsea, Arsenal's FA Cup final opponents a week ago, have gone a goal behind at Stamford Bridge to Aston Villa. Peter Crouch, the youngster who's just got a big move from the English First Division with Portsmouth, has scored there, his second goal since joining Villa. Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 1. Stepanovs will be more careful with his clearance this time. Dixon's lost out to Pembridge. So got that competitive streak to be angry with his teammate for giving him a poor ball. Stepanovs has made a very uncertain start here. The Latvian international hasn't played very often in view of the strength of the defensive unit at Arsenal this season. There's Pembridge finding Radzinski. Clever play by the little Canadian, and back it goes to Campbell, who's offside this time. I bet he can't believe the number of times he's found himself through in potential goal-scoring positions, though. Bergkamp's layoff, Grimondi trod on the ball, Lindelof winning it back, Everton looking sharper at the moment, and here's Campbell yet again. Everton went 7 Premiership matches without a win, a run of results that led to Walter Smith losing his job and being replaced by David Moyes. Since then they've won 4 out of 8 games, 13 out of 24 points since the new man stepped in, and he'll be looking to continue that improvement next season for sure. Here's Radzinski. On to Pembridge. Unsworth to his left, and he's picked him out. Dixon with the block. Also a nationwide playoff final in Division 2 taking place today. In fact, that game kicked off earlier than the Premiership fixtures. It's over now, and it finished Brentford 0, Stoke City 2. So Stoke City, a famous club, of course, of years gone by, so many years in the top flight. Well, they're just one division away from the top flight now. Brentford 0, Stoke City 2, the result of the Division 2 playoff final. Division 1 between Birmingham and Norwich takes place tomorrow. Radzinski here for Everton. Campbell inevitably well placed, so too is Carsley again, and Lee Dixon had to come in quickly to whip the ball off his toe. Southampton have increased their lead incidentally against Newcastle United. A penalty by James Beattie, making it Southampton 2, Newcastle United 0. Although Newcastle, as Carsley shoots here and only just over, I was going to say Newcastle are guaranteed that critical 4th place in the Premiership. They can't be overtaken by Chelsea, so they know that they've got European football next season. So does he. They're going to pick their competition, really. Arsenal, they will of course go straight in to the group stages of the Champions League. At the moment, Liverpool are favourites to join them. If they win today, and they are leading by a 1-0 against Ipswich at Anfield, then Liverpool will finish second, and it'll be Manchester United who will have to go into the Champions League qualifiers. The final humiliation in what's been a disappointing season for them. 1-1 here at Highbury. Goals by Bergkamp and Carsley. Luzhny for Arsenal. To Lee Dixon. Looking for Henry in the box. He won the header. Watson got it away. Alexanderson finding Campbell. And back came Parla to regain possession for the Gunners. Ashley Cole for them. Now he's been dispossessed temporarily by Nicholas Alexanderson. Everton have only won 3 of their 18 away games in the Premiership this season. They beat Charlton on the opening day, Derby and Southampton since. They've drawn 6 and lost 9 on their travels. Everton, of course, once one of the most famous clubs in the land themselves, and once always in contention for the major honours. Freddie Youngby enjoying himself in a very relaxed style today. This is Everton's 48th consecutive season in the top division. Only Arsenal themselves have been there longer than that. But Evertonians will tell you it's high time they started looking at the top end of the table rather than the bottom end. Bergkamp offside here. Since the Premiership was formed, Everton have faced a relegation battle 5 times, and twice had to go to the final day to make sure of their future. Got there a little earlier this time, but too big a club to be in that position year in, year out. As Pembridge wins a free kick rather than the corner, I think. Yep, free kick it is, given by Mark Halsey. Didn't hear of, but should be made, is to the groundsman here at Highbury. The pitch is looking as good at the end of the season as it did right at the start. It is truly a magnificent surface here. Weir has come forward, so too Stubbs. The header away was by Grimondi. Pembridge onto Carsley. Alexanderson to his right. Campbell and Stubbs both in the centre, and it was Edu who got it away, but only as far as Steve Watson. Back in towards Unsworth, up against Dixon. Well, it wasn't a great cross, but it could have easily caught out the goalkeeper. Just got a little bit too much on that for the Brazilian Edu. English opposition in the last 5 months. Arsenal have won 23 times and drawn 4. Newcastle, the last team to taste victory over Arsene Wenger's team. Staggering record. Alexanderson's cross, Radzinski well placed, and should have made it 2-1 to Everton. How many more chances are they going to miss against this uncharacteristically kind Arsenal defence? Poor miss really by Tomasz Radzinski, who's only managed 1 goal in his last 10 appearances for Everton. He was top scorer in the Belgian league last season with 23 goals as Anderlecht won the league title, but he hasn't really settled that well in English football, it has to be said. Stubbs his clearance. Ashley Cole for Arsenal. Coming up to half an hour gone in this FA Barclaycard Premiership fixture between the champions Arsenal and Everton, and it's 1-1. Dennis Bergkamp giving Arsenal an early lead after poor defending by Everton. Equally sloppy play at the back by Arsenal led to Carsley's equaliser, and Radzinski's going forward trying to give it a 2-1 advantage to Everton. This time he has taken it. Arsenal asleep again, and Radzinski made up for his earlier miss in fine style. Half an hour gone. Who would have believed this scoreline? Arsenal 1, Everton 2. Radzinski showed real pace here once he saw daylight, got in behind the last defender, and as cool a finish as you'll see. Well, there are rumours that he may be leaving Everton. That goal will have helped David Moyes make his mind up, I'm sure, about the ability of the little Canadian striker. That was a truly excellent finish. Well, 5 months, I was just saying it, since Arsenal were beaten by English opposition. Well, they're going to be beaten on the final day of the season. At least it doesn't matter, that's their consolation. But they won't want to go out on a low note, obviously. Let's be sympathetic. These guys have had one hell of a week, those who've been playing anyway in the big games. The celebrations, the emotion of it all. You couldn't have expected a vintage Arsenal performance today. We're certainly not getting it. And Everton lead 2-1. Carsley got the first, Radzinski the second. I just wonder how different it would have been if Arsenal had needed points from this game. Well, that's taking nothing away from Everton. Apart from that poor defending that led to them going a goal behind, they have played well here. But it is clearly not the real Arsenal they're facing. Arsenal's only defeat in the Premiership this season all came here at Highbury. I say all, there's only 3 of them. Leeds United, Charlton Athletic and Newcastle United. They've also drawn 4 times at home, but they are unbeaten in their last 11 at Highbury, 9 of which they won. There's a good ball if Bergkamp can get there, and he has. He lays it on for Henry, who equalises. The Everton defenders aren't happy with the referee. They felt there was a foul by Bergkamp in the build-up, but no one in red in Highbury is complaining. Keep an eye on the right-hand corner of the screen. This is the moment that Everton were complaining about. They felt that Bergkamp pushed the man off the ball. He unselfishly then laid it on for Thierry Henry to score his 31st goal of the season and his 23rd in the Premiership. I must say, I think Arsenal took it well, but Everton had a case for a free kick. 2-2 then, and David Moyes' record of averaging 4 goals per game, not all of them in the right net since he became Everton's manager, continues here. And almost at the same moment that Arsenal were equalising here, Liverpool got a 2nd goal at Anfield against Ipswich Town. John Arne Riisa's 2nd. So it's Liverpool 2, Ipswich 0. Seemingly now Liverpool on the way to finishing runners-up to the team in red here, the champions Arsenal. They do. Call straight to Watson. That Liverpool scoreline will also come as a huge relief to Sunderland fans. Theoretically, at the start of the day, they could have been relegated, Sunderland, but Liverpool beating Ipswich makes things much easier for them, especially as Sunderland are themselves leading Derby by 1-0. Kevin Phillips got it. If they win that and Liverpool win, Sunderland are safe and Ipswich are down. There's Thierry Henry. A few party pieces from him. Magnificent piece of skill by Henry. Bergkamp. Suspicion of handball there, and again it's not gone in Everton's favour as Adu curls it wide, and the Everton defenders for the second time in a couple of minutes are very angry with referee Halsey. They felt there was a handball. Let's have a look. Certainly, this is the earlier incident when Stubbs was brushed aside by Bergkamp. Well, from that angle it didn't look quite so bad, did it? Pretty irrelevant anyway because it was given. And it's 2-2. 10 minutes and a half remaining. Wiltord. Stubbs wins it back and finds Unsworth. Here's Pembridge. Radzinski now. Mosley to Unsworth. Ball over the top for Campbell. He loosely headed it away. And again. Parler. Well, you would be unwise to try and predict the eventual outcome of this game. It's been very open. At times almost testimonial pace. And talking of testimonial, there's one of those here on Monday night when Arsenal take on Celtic on behalf of Tony Adams in the 19th season of his wonderful Arsenal career. Carsley has it back for Everton and finds Alexanderson. And still Alexanderson. Well, it looks as though either team could score at will today. The defending has been abysmal by both teams. Wiltord picking out Adu, who in turn finds Parler. 4 in the box here for Arsenal, and would you believe he finds an Everton shirt? David Unsworth. There's a casual nature about the game that is so unfamiliar with the Premiership, which is normally all about urgency. Head injury here for Kevin Campbell, who's been as casual as most with the chances he's missed. The 2 goals Arsenal have conceded today are unusual by their standards in recent weeks. They hadn't let a goal in for their last 6 games, and they kept a clean sheet in 9 of their previous 10 before today. But now they find themselves level at 2-2 with about 8 minutes of the first half remaining. Incidentally, the last team to take a point off Arsenal in the Premiership was Southampton, who drew 1-1 here back in February. The referee will restart, possibly with a drop ball, or ask the team he gives it to return it to their opponents. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he's asked Henry to give it back, which he duly does. On a day when sportsmanship, I'm sure, will be of the highest order. Unsworth. Campbell's header. Radzinski missed it completely. Now Oleg Lushny. Unsworth winning it back. And Lushny doesn't often get this far forward. Finds Adu. And on it goes to Henry, and that's a lovely ball almost. It was anticipated well. I think the offside would have been given anyway, but it was a glorious piece of invention by the Frenchman. I'll say the same of Unsworth with that cross. Everton were here in similar circumstances 4 years ago and lost 4-0 on that occasion. They also lost 4-1 at Highbury last season. They've been beaten on each of their last 6 visits, and they've only managed 1 win in their last 14 at Highbury 6 years ago, so it's not exactly their lucky ground. But things are going pretty well for them today against the champions and FA Cup holders. To Bergkamp. Foul on him. Arsenal free kick. Wilton to Parla. And on to Luzhny. Dixon finding himself further forward than usual. Cole. He anxious the most to keep out of trouble today, I'm sure, Ashley Cole, in view of his selection for the England squad. But he's not going to keep out of trouble doing things like that. Giving it back to Everton carelessly. Rosinsky's gone for the return ball here. And Pembridge far post. And Lee Dixon doesn't want to sign off with an own goal. And for that he has to thank Richard Wright for sparing his blushes. But it all began with the other fullback, Ashley Cole. I don't know what he did. He just completely lost concentration. It is that sort of day here. A slightly unreal atmosphere. Almost to be expected. Parla driving on. That's a bit more like the real Arsenal. Now Sylvain Wiltord. That's a lovely little ball for Bergkamp. Good challenge. Unsworth winning it back. Pembridge beaten to it by Parla. Parla's not going to take it easy. Radzinski. Luzhny coming in to win it. Suddenly the tempo of the game has increased. Carsley now for Everton. Good ball for Campbell, who gives it away. Edu. Rimondi. And Dixon. Wiltord playing down the right-hand side today with Freddie Ljungberg arrested. Bergkamp. Ashley Cole makes a forward run. He picks out Henry, who drifts dangerously out to that left-hand side again. Brilliant skill by Henry, but he does tend to overdo it sometimes, and I suppose if you're going to do it at all, this is the day to try it. Now there on Radzinski by Stepanovs. And the referee not happy. The ball was still when the free kick was taken. Incidentally, although it's been a disappointing season again for Everton's first team, their youth team have reached the final of the FA Youth Cup again, and they will play Aston Villa, the first leg next week, in a 2-legged final. David Moyes confident there's some exceptional young talent coming through at Goodison as Campbell goes in here. And Ashley Cole stabs it away to Lindelof. Clever play by the Swede. On to his countryman, Alexanderson. Here's Weir. And now Unsworth. Talking of young talent, Wayne Rooney, who's only 16, is the man who's exciting everyone about his future at Everton. He was on the bench a couple of weeks ago for the Premiership game at Southampton, but he played last night and scored a hat-trick for England's under-17 side. If he's half as good as people have been telling me, Wayne Rooney is going to be a big, big star of the future. Remember the name. Here's Radzinski. Campbell far post. Away by Stepanovs. Unsworth winning it back. But Henry did really well. Now Wiltord came to Parla. It's a good ball for Edu. It's a bit more like the fluid passing style that we've seen so often from Arsenal this season, at least until that moment. Here's Alexanderson. One back by Cole. Edu. Thierry Henry. Bergkamp unmarked in the middle. Can he find him? Not quite. Corner though. Well, you do get the impression that even though Arsenal are playing in second gear, even when they move up to third, never mind top gear, they are capable of slicing Everton apart. Remarkably, this is the first corner of the half, which is now 43 minutes old. Will they get a goal from it? Not quite. Not quite yet. Wiltord. to Bergkamp, to Dixon. Bergkamp's got away from Lindelof cleverly. Where's he going now? He knows. Parla. Now Cole. Henry finally digging the ball out from between his feet. And then finding Edu. Back again to Henry. 4 in the box here for Arsenal. He's gone for the far post, looking for Lee Dixon. Mark Cambridge was looking out for him as well. And headed behind for the second corner of the half. The Brazilian, Edu, will take it. Well defended by Everton. There's Cole. They've now reached first half stoppage time. There'll be a minute of that as Bergkamp weaves his way through and then brings down David Weir. He's heard him as well, I think. Another goal from the Premiership to tell you about, right on the stroke of half-time at Upton Park, a few miles away from here, where West Ham United have taken the lead against Bolton Wanderers. The Northern Ireland international Steve Lomas, the goal scorer. West Ham 1, Bolton 0. Just seconds remaining here at Highbury. Raimondi to Stefanos. That's half-time.
So Everton putting up a good fight against Arsenal halfway through this one. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a look back at first half highlights, and when we return, Liverpool's clash with Ipswich. Halftime from Highbury, Arsenal 2, Everton 2.
Sportsnet's presentation of the English Premier League, brought to you by Adidas.
Oh, it's Mummy's favorite mug. You don't want to break it. Oh, no, honey, that's Daddy's favorite food. You don't want to spill any of those. What do you... Don't tell Mommy.
That sweet taste comes from Honey and Nuts and the goodness of Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Told her twice.
If somebody told you I was just your average, ordinary guy, not a care in the world, somebody lied.
They say that a hero could save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait.
Who are you?
Hold on to the wings of the eagle.
He saved my life twice, and I've never even seen his face.
This is my gift. It is my curse.
Spider-Man, now playing in theaters.
Setting this guy up on a blind date to show that right guard extreme sport works under the most extreme conditions. Ladies! See? Extreme protection's odor and wetness. Goes on clear, doesn't quit.
Get extreme. Get right guard.
Nothing makes your mornings better. Nescafe Reach Blend. Start Reach.
You're about to be treated like no man before. New Gillette Series. With ingredients like tea tree oil, the shave gel invigorates, so you get a close shave and healthy-looking skin. Try Gillette Series Shave Gel.
Fido thinks big. 1,000 minutes, nights and weekends for just $30 a month, and a Nokia handset at $0. Fido thinks big. 1,000 minutes, nights and weekends for just $30 a month, and a Nokia handset at $0.
The 2002 Premiership champions getting a good fight from Everton. 2-2 our scoreline at the break here at Highbury. Well, over at Anfield, Ipswich trying to avoid the drop against Liverpool, but it wasn't faring very well. Early on in the second half, after John Arnorisa had made it 2-0 for Liverpool, Michael Owen makes it 3-0. A defensive stumble from Titus Bramble. The Red striker getting his 28th in all competitions. Liverpool not done yet, though. Vladimir Smicer came on as a sub in the first half and pays dividends in the second. The Czech international stretching the lead to 4-0 with his 5th in all competitions. Nice little run here and an excellent match for Vladimir Smicer. And Liverpool would walk out 5-0 winners in this one. A late attempt from Marcus Stewart, guarded by Jerzy Dudek, and the Reds hang on to the clean sheets. Trouble for George Burley's men later on. An opportunity here as Nicolas Anelka, who came on moments ago, slots it home. The Frenchman tallies their 5th. And Liverpool, their 11th goal in their last 2 meetings against Ipswich Town. Back here at Highbury, Arsenal 2, Everton 2. Stay with us. We'll be right back with a look back at first half highlights when we return after this.
Patience. Stay low.
Power. There's one thing I will never stop chasing. The finish line. I'm Katrina LeMay Doan, Power Bar user since 1997.
We're here again, breaking the ice with new extra polar ice.
Have you ever tried a wet banana before?
No.
Would you want to try it for me today?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you ready? Go! Yeah! Now that's a slime! How do you feel?
Very wet.
Have you ever tried new extra polar ice gum?
No.
What do you think?
It's good.
Do you think it tastes the same way that feels?
The same sensation.
Same sensation.
Yeah.
Same, we win!
Break the ice with the new extra polar ice.
Knock, 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 knock. Haha, suckers.
With its spinning head and stationary bristles, Crest Spin Brush cleans circles around this ordinary toothbrush for a superior clean guaranteed. And now with replaceable heads, it's developing a superiority complex. Crest Spin Brush, a better spin on clean.
Seeing is believing, and it's never been so clear, and it's never been
Noxzema deep cleans the stuff the #1 foaming face wash leaves behind. Noxzema H2 Foam. Believe it when you see it.
When it's hot outside, North Americans love to cool down and refresh themselves by taking the Nestea plunge. But what about places where there is no Nestea? Places like here in Upper Mongolia, Uganda, Scotland, Micronesia. Most of Switzerland does have Nestea, but not here in particular.
Nestea. Take the plunge.
Hi, my name is Sunny. When Adidas asked me to work with them, I knew I could fulfill my biggest dream. To take the world's best players back home to play in my Chiefs testimonial. Now he's the one they should be giving a boot deal.
Welcome back, and Everton trying to put on a damper to the Arsenal 2002 English Premier League title celebrations, but the fans cannot be deterred. The title is theirs, and this match purely consolation for them. We take a look back at the first half highlights of Dennis Bergkamp and company getting going off a nice little feed here from Ashley Cole. Bergkamp, the poacher, sticks it in, and the Dutchman gives the Gunners a 1-0 lead with his 9th of the season. Everton, though, give them credit, they would come back. Poor defending here by the back four from Arsenal, and a lovely pass from Brzezinski results in a Lee Carsley goal, his first of this season. Everton then would take the lead. Watch this move by the Canadian international. Brzezinski beats Lee Dixon, and a superb finish. Everton 2-1. Brzezinski, his 6th EPL goal on the season. Then Arsenal start to play much better as the first half wore on. They get through here on a nice little run. The Dutchman sets up Henry perfectly, and Thierry Henry, his 23rd Premiership goal on this season. That takes him to the top of the goal-scoring charts in the EPL. We move on to our Toshiba halftime stats, and we take a look at the board here, and Everton with a slight edge in opportunities. 4 saves for Richard Wright. Everton keeper Steve Simonson making just 1. Arsenal with 3 corners, Everton yet to take 1, and no bookings from our match official so far or sendings off. Stay with us, we'll be right back with the second half kickoff from Highbury when we return shortly after this.
Sportsnet's presentation of the English Premier League, brought to you by Adidas.
Hi, my name is Sunny. When Adidas asked me to work with them, I knew I could fulfill my biggest dream. To take the world's best players back home to play in my Chiefs testimonial. Now he's the one they should be giving a boot deal.
Patience. Stay low. Power. There's one thing I will never stop chasing. The finish line. I'm Katrina LeMay Doan, Power Bar user since 1997.
Long ago, when the gift of fire came to Earth, the first keepers of the flame emerged. They were the ones who nurtured it and preserved it, and they passed this learning along. And so, the tradition continues. The flame burns on, at least for another 10,000 years. Charbroil, keepers of the flame.
For fast, soothing relief of an irritated throat, use Halls. Halls Mild, Halls Original, and Halls Strong. Any of these 3 choices for a range of throat irritations.
Nice car.
It gets me around.
Hi, my name is Sunny. When Adidas asked me to work with them, I knew I could fulfill my biggest dream. To take the world's best players back home to play in my Chiefs testimonial. Now he's the one giving a boot deal.
Welcome back. Arsenal and Everton tied up at 2 goals apiece at halftime. Time now to go down for the second half, where your match commentator is Alan Parry at Highbury.
As Sunderland are beating Derby 1-0, a goal by Kevin Phillips. Here it's Everton who get us underway. Kevin Campbell, who had 3 decent opportunities in the first half, misses that header. Lee Carsley loses out. Alexanderson trying to win it back, but only succeeds in giving it away to Bergkamp onto Edu. And the Brazilian tries to ghost past the considerable figure of David Weir and can't get round the Scot. And Alexanderson can't pick out Radzinski, who scored that fine goal for Everton. 2-2. Ashley Cole. Only the one issue at the top of the table and the one issue at the bottom of the table really needed clearing up at the start of play on this final Saturday in the Premiership. And as I say, it looks as though Ipswich are on their way down and Liverpool are set to finish second. It will be their highest for 11 years, and also Manchester United's lowest position since the Premiership was formed, and means, as I said in the first half, they will now, as things stand, have to go into the qualifiers for the European Champions League. Here's Pembridge, and now Campbell for Everton. Suspicion of handball. Clearance left-footed by Wright, who will probably make way for Stuart Taylor later in the half. Taylor was out warming up, the Arsenal, well, he was youth team goalkeeper only a year or so ago. He needs one more appearance to rack up 10, which is the minimum you need to get a championship medal. Stepanovs for Arsenal, guilty of that bad mistake in the first half, and it wasn't too impressive either. Thierry Henry shrugged his shoulders as it went flying over his head. Arsene Wenger can afford not to worry. And Pat Rice, who's done a wonderful job, one of the unsung heroes, gets through a lot of hard work on the training ground and in the dressing room. Well, Wenger is very much the quiet, phlegmatic Frenchman. Pat Rice, the player who really G's up these Arsenal lads when they need it. Wiltord finds Henry. Back again to Sylvain Wiltord. Good ball pulled back for Edu. Well, Simonsen in the right place to deny the Brazilian what would have been his 4th goal of the season. As Parler tries to scramble it away, but only gives it to Pembridge. He can't keep it in play. Arsenal get the throw. Arsenal winners of their 4th title in the space of 13 years. It was their 2nd double in the space of 4 years. And along with Manchester United now, they're the only club who've done the League and Cup double 3 times. Here's Edu again. Stepanovs. Headed away by Answer. Lindelof. Now Parler. One back well by Carsley. And that's a fine ball, almost. It's good defending by Stepanovs, otherwise Radzinski would have been in again. Weir, who's had an excellent season. Carsley finds Campbell. Now Tobias Lindelof. Haven't seen too much of him in an Everton jersey since his move earlier in the season. Here's Watson. Too long for Alexanderson. Now, Arsene Wenger's ambition has been to see Arsenal move to 87 points. He set that as a target. That's Taylor, the young goalkeeper, waiting for his chance. Arsenal went into today's match on 84. They currently, therefore, have 85. And they win it and achieve yet another of the manager's ambitions. Ray Parler. Out Dixon, as he's done thousands of times in their years together here. Grimondi to Wiltord, and again to Dixon. Good ball for Bergkamp, just caught napping by Lindelof, who only joined Everton in January, and this is his first start under the new manager David Moyes. Weir lashes his clearance long. Campbell. Alexanderson. Stand up for the champions is the cry all around Highbury, and most of them have. Alexanderson finding Carsley. Pembridge far post. Trying to find him. Give it away to Lindelof. Everton enjoying a good little spell again here. Nicholas Alexanderson. Straight against Gilles Grimondi, who hasn't revealed where he's going yet, by the way, but he is on the move. This is his final appearance in the red of Arsenal. Henry, oh, beautiful little flick, but David Weir read it. Now Wiltord to Adu. Henry makes an early run, and he's picked him out. Thierry Henry dispossessed. That doesn't happen very often, and he just tugged at the shirt, I think, of David Unsworth. Applause for the brilliance of the through ball. It was a magnificent pass.
Well done, Thierry!
Good defending by Unsworth, and then definitely pulled back. Campbell committed a foul. Everton have a very poor record against Arsenal. Only one win in their last 11 games against them, and that run includes 9 defeats. They've beaten them just twice, in fact, in 19 previous games in the Premiership. Roszinski, one of their goal scorers. Alexanderson. Away by Luzhny. Edu. Henry. Oh, you can see what he was trying, but as with most things he's attempted today, didn't quite come off. He's got quite a heavy bandage, Henry, around his right knee, thigh area. Simonson back in the Everton goal. He was left out for a couple of games. There's the bandaging I was talking about. Pembridge for Everton. Their throw. And the cross much too high and much too long from Unsworth. There's been a goal at Filbert Street in what is the final ever game at that old stadium for Leicester City. They're moving to a new stadium, and sadly for them, a new division next season. They're 1-0 down at home to Tottenham Hotspur. Teddy Sheringham scoring there from the penalty spot. Leicester 0, Spurs 1, and a former White Hart Lane teammate of his, David Ginola, warming up for Everton. Still no goals between Manchester United and Charlton. That's Franny Jeffers, a former Everton player, on the Arsenal bench today. And still no goals that we've heard of in the other matches between Blackburn and Fulham and Leeds and Middlesbrough. The other scores, let me tell you: Liverpool 3, Ipswich 0, Sunderland 1, Derby 0. I'll come back to that as Everton threaten again with Campbell, but not for long. Southampton 2, Newcastle 0, West Ham 1, Bolton 0, Chelsea 0, Villa 1, and that latest Leicester 0, Spurs 1. All the other games on the final day of the Premiership are currently goalless, apart from this one, of course. 2-2 here. Wiltord. And back by Watson, taking a risk. There has been a goal now at Ewood Park in the last couple of minutes, and Andy Cole, who this week announced his international retirement, having failed to extend the squad, has scored it, as Henry tries to score another of his outrageous efforts. Just to reiterate there, it's Blackburn 1, Fulham 0, Andy Cole the scorer, and that will be good news for Everton, because Fulham were their main rivals for that inter-toto spot. So if Fulham lose that and Everton can get something here, they might well get into Europe. Here's Ashley Cole. Did well against Radzinski. Long ball for Henry, who's onside. No, he wasn't. The linesman did flag eventually, if rather late. There's been another goal at Anfield, where it's now Liverpool 4, Ipswich Town 0. Vladimir Smitsa, the latest goal scorer there for Liverpool, who are finishing off their season in style, and I would say pretty safely now they're going to be runners-up as Bergkamp is caught offside here. Remember, Liverpool started the day on 77 points, one ahead of Manchester United. That was a tight decision, maybe just correct. Liverpool pretty certainly have 80 points now, and even if Manchester United win, they're currently 0-0 against Charlton, they can only go to 79. Here's Campbell for Everton. Onto Carsley. Good tackle by Luzhny. And then clumsy challenge, more than anything else, results in an Everton free kick. Goals flying in all over the country now. Alan Shearer, who could finish top scorer in the Premiership, has scored another for Newcastle United at Southampton. They're 2-1 down there as the header, or attempted header by Stubbs, goes wide to Weir. And now Lindelof. Campbell. Here's Carsley again. He hit it well. Good save. Excellent effort and a superb piece of goalkeeping by Richard Wright. Good move. Very direct from Everton. Campbell's header, and what a good strike that was. Everton have a corner. Carsley almost had his second goal of the game. Radzinski a bit short there, and Henry's tackle dispossessed Pembridge. Here's Bergkamp. Arsenal characteristically breaking in numbers. Thierry Henry has got round Alexanderson and lays it into the path, or attempted to, of Grimondi, but couldn't quite find him. Now Arsenal defend as Unsworth comes forward, looking for Campbell. Foul by him on Ashley Cole. Again. There's been another incident in that eventful match between Southampton and Newcastle, which currently stands at Southampton 2, Newcastle 1. El Khalej, the Moroccan international, has been sent off there. And incidentally, Alan Shearer, who used to be, of course, a great star of Southampton, the club where he began his career, scoring for the first time today at their new home. Got countless goals in his time there at the Dell. But that's his first at the new St Mary's Stadium. Campbell for Everton. 2-2 here. Alexanderson. Watson in support. Him off Ashley Cole. Did that cross the line? Yes, the eagle-eyed linesman says it did. Corner, Everton. Making his way forward with Weir. David Weir, hard to handle for these Everton set pieces. He's been a real threat all season. He's gone to the near post. It's over his head and off the line. Well, it might have actually crossed the touchline before Lee Dixon made his intervention. Looked from our angle as though he knocked it off the line. No, it hit the top of the bar, in fact. The attendance today, 38,254 incidentally, as I hear news of a Leicester City equaliser at Filbert Street. Paul Dickoff scoring there. Leicester 1, Spurs 1. Coming up to an hour gone of this FA Barclaycard Premiership match. Arsenal 2, Everton 2. Carsley for Everton. What a good game he's had. Stopped in his tracks there by the referee's whistle. Free kick to Everton. Arsene Wenger winning so many trophies in his short time. This is only his 6th season as Arsenal's manager, and he now joins Alex Ferguson as the only managers to have done the double more than once in the entire history of English football. What an achievement. Fouled by Alexanderson. Trying to infuse a little more atmosphere again here on this party day at Highbury. What they're really waiting for now, strangely enough, is the final whistle, because that will obviously be the signal for the celebrations to begin in earnest and for the championship trophy to be handed over. They'd very much like to do it off the back of another win. Arsenal have won 17 of their last 20 league games, and overall this season they've achieved the most number of wins of any team in the Premiership, 25, and have suffered the fewest number of defeats, just 3. So no matter what has been said in other quarters, they deserve to win the title. Patrick Vieira certainly deserves his little celebration as he warms up, and there's the message from the fans. They don't want him leaving for Real Madrid or anywhere else. Nice to feel wanted, and he certainly is. Really, Ljungberg's goals have been as big a contribution as anyone's to what Arsenal have achieved this season. Cole to Grimondi. Now Parla. Ball over the top for Edu. Steve Watson cuts it out. Looks like a bit of activity on the Arsenal bench now. I suspect we're going to see the first of what could be several substitutions. Edu. Bergkamp is possessed by Carsley. Here's Lindelof. Now Stubbs to Pembridge. Good ball. Ainsworth's cross easily cleared up to Bergkamp. Stubbs knocks it out for a throw. And that'll be the signal for Arsenal to make their change. Looks like Francis Jeffers is coming on, and he's going to take the place of Ray Parlour. Big moment for Franny Jeffers, who of course left Everton just about a year ago. And Ray Parlour gets a deserved standing ovation. Big favourite here. An Arsenal man since he joined the club through their youth policy. Francis Jeffers making only his 10th appearance of the season. He's had really bad luck in his first campaign here with injuries and has only managed 1 goal so far. Looks like Vieira's coming on as well. And he's going to take the place, well, nominally anyway, of Sylvain Wiltord. Maybe Arsene Wenger keeping that one change up his sleeve to try and get the young goalkeeper Taylor on late on. Wiltord goes back on the bench. It was his 100th game for Arsenal today, by the way, Sylvain Wiltord. Patrick Vieira on in his place, and everyone at Highbury will be praying this is not to be his final appearance in the famous red and white. So Vieira goes to his normal position in midfield. Jeffers has gone up front now alongside Henry. Bergkamp dropping into a slightly deeper role in the middle of the park as Pembridge comes forward for Everton and finds Campbell. The layoff finds Unsworth offside. News of 2 more Premiership goals to tell you about. And Aston Villa have extended their lead against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Peter Crouch gave them a lead in the first half there. Darius Vassell has scored a second. So it's now Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 2. Good week for the young Villa striker Vassell, who's been named in England's World Cup squad as well. And a young man who will be with the England under-21 party in the European Championships that start soon, Alan Smith, has also scored today for his team Leeds United. So it's Leeds 1, Middlesbrough 0. Vieira gets his first touch since coming on. Now Grimondi. Henry. Good ball for Jeffers. Can he score against his old club today? Not on this occasion anyway. Pembridge. Budzinski makes an early run for him and stays onside as Unsworth crosses. Not for the first time today. Rather heavy with the ball in. It's gone all the way out to the opposite flank. So still the only Premiership game of the day that hasn't produced a goal as yet, as Campbell chests it down to Carsley. Good save again by Wright. I was about to say the only game that hasn't as yet produced a goal is Manchester United's. What odds would you have got against that? The free-scoring former champions have so far drawn a blank against Charlton at Old Trafford. And that's significant because with Liverpool winning 4-0, it means that Liverpool will finish second and Manchester United third, and they'll have to qualify for Europe. From memory, I don't think Manchester United have had a goalless draw home or away in the Premiership for something like 112, 113 games, I think it is, spread over getting on for 3 years. So if that remains at 0-0, it will be a truly astounding scoreline. Grimondi kicks out Dixon. This is Stefanovs and Cole. We are 3/4 of the way through Arsenal's final match of the season in the FA Barclaycard Premiership. It's 2-2, but in a way it doesn't matter. They are the champions. They are the FA Cup winners. Another goal to tell you about. It's at Ewood Park, where the Republic of Ireland international Damien Duff has scored a second goal for Blackburn. Andy Cole got the first. It's now Blackburn 2, Fulham 0. I'll recap the scores in a moment. Let's keep with the action as Everton come forward with Watson looking for and finding Campbell. On it goes beyond Radzinski, however, and Lee Dixon under no pressure picks out Bergkamp. A long ball for Jeffers to chase. It's Manchester United 0, Charlton 0, Liverpool 4, Ipswich 0, Sunderland 1, Derby 0, Southampton 2, Newcastle 1, West Ham 1, Bolton 0, Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 2, Blackburn 2, Fulham 0, Leeds 1, Middlesbrough 0, Leicester 1, Tottenham 1. 2-2 here at Highbury. There's been an equaliser as I was talking for Bolton Wanderers at Upton Park. Yuri Jokeyev, the French international World Cup winner, has scored there for Bolton. So it's now West Ham 1, Bolton 1. So that's a total of 21 goals on this final Saturday of the Premiership season, and Manchester United haven't got one of them. Cole's clearance. Headed away by Weir, and a foul on him by the enigmatic Thierry Henry. Carsley's had a good game. He's going to the World Cup as well with the Republic of Ireland. Scored today, could have had a couple more. Campbell has not had a good game, I have to say, back at his old club. Here's Henry again. Now Radzinski's got away. It hit him on the head, but he could still finish here. Radzinski, and still Radzinski. Great save by Wright. Pembridge. Everton should be in front. Richard Wright made a wonderful save, but you have to say, how many more chances did Radzinski want here to hit the ball in? It hit him on the back of the head, which couldn't have helped, but he had two other opportunities to hit it, hesitated twice, and paid the price. Well, that would have put a dampener on the celebrations, wouldn't it? And Wright comes to claim the resulting corner. Goals flying in all over the place now at the Stadium of Light. I'll come back to that as Henry's in a chance here and scores. Arsenal in front. How often have we heard that this season? Thierry Henry, the scorer. That's a familiar phrase too. By his standards, a quiet game. He's only got the 2 goals. He is remarkable. One of the deadliest finishers in world football. And once he chested it down, you knew the outcome. And the outcome was the 3rd Arsenal goal of the day. Arsenal 3, Everton 2. I can tell you that Derby have equalised against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light through Marvin Robinson. Sunderland won, Derby County won there. Chelsea have also pulled one back against Aston Villa. Ida Johnson scoring from the penalty spot there. And Leicester have taken the lead against Spurs. The Arsenal fans will be happy to hear that as well. Young Matthew Piper scoring. So having gone 1 down, Leicester now lead 2-1 in their final Premiership game for at least a year. Here, the fans are back in party mood again. 18 minutes to go. Arsenal lead by 3 goals to 2. So it looks as though the day's major issues are as good as settled. Liverpool are going to finish 2nd. Ipswich are going to finish 3rd from bottom. And we know Arsenal are going to finish as champions. Are they going to finish on a winning note? That is still in some doubt. And Everton have a free kick here. Well, maybe now's the time for young Taylor to get his medal. 1 appearance, remember, will be enough for him to qualify for that championship winners bit of goal. As Jeffers goes forward here, Henry to his left. If he could have fed him in, he would have been in with a chance of the hat-trick. They do shows us a bit of Brazilian magic. Crowd like that one. Vieira. Not too impressed with that. Now David Unsworth. He's wasted a few balls from that left-hand side today, Unsworth. Well, it might have turned out differently if Radzinski had taken that opportunity a few minutes ago. He didn't. Henry took his. And Everton are facing a deficit as Watson brings them forward here. Radzinski there again. sharp around the penalty area and not sharp enough to beat the Arsenal defence. Here goes Henry, and a beautiful ball into the path of Jeffers against his old club. Denied by Simonsen, comes back to Bergkamp. Oh, well, Henry was desperate for him to play the ball into him. Bergkamp had other ideas. Jeffers could have had a goal to treasure here. What a beautiful ball by Thierry Henry to pick him out. Well done, Simonsen. He's probably done that hundreds of times in training when they were together at Everton. And the crowd, with a touch of humour, bring out the chant "boring, boring Arsenal," which was the label they had to endure for many years. It is ironic on this occasion, of course, there is nothing whatsoever boring about this Arsenal. Here's Vieira. Henry's away. Is this to be the hat-trick? What a way to end the season. No, unselfishly for Jeffers, who's hit the post and ruined his big moment again. Well, Henry, he was sitting up for his third goal of the game. He said, "There you are, mate, fill your boots with that one," and he couldn't. Franny Jeffers picked up the perfect position, picked up the perfect ball, but couldn't find the net. 3 times since he came on only a few minutes ago, Jeffers has had a chance to score against the club where he began his career. Offside here. Arsenal free kick. Well, that's amazing. Jeffers will regret those moments throughout the summer, I'll bet. Unless he gets another chance. Well, you've got to pat Henry on the back for not selfishly going ahead and scoring himself. Luzhny. Jeffers again, lovely layoff, that was brilliant. Vieira to Henry. No one's going to stop him this time, and not in a red shirt anyway. He was going to go all the way, but Weir dispossessed him. We get a penalty, Arsenal, and we'll take it. Could be Lee Dixon, of course, on what might be his farewell appearance. Here's Carsley. Everton don't care about that. They want to get back on level terms. Alexanderson. Lindelof. Offside again. Well, a big cheer greeting the appearance of Freddie Ljungberg warming up, and it's Everton who are about to make a change. And look who it is. Michaud Ginola is about to join some of his more successful French compatriots out there, and he'll take the place of Nicholas Alexanderson. Freddie's in party mood. He doesn't care. Boos for Ginola because, of course, he used to play for the Unmentionables, the other side of North London at White Hart Lane. The famous locks looking a little greyer at the end of what's been a very, very disappointing season for him. Couldn't get in Villa's first team. Hasn't been able to get in Everton's first team here. Hasn't figured since David Moyes took over, in fact. So you never know, it could be his goodbye to Everton and maybe goodbye to English football. It's hello to the game for Stuart Taylor, clearly. Well, often you get sentimentality, is it, at this level? But there's certainly a sentimental substitution on the way now, as Richard Wright has performed brilliantly in the Arsenal goal. It's just a question of getting Taylor on for that one appearance he needs for his medal. Come back recently from a broken finger, Stuart Taylor. This could be interesting if Luzhny, who's down injured here, can't continue. Does that mean that Taylor stays on the bench and they put an outfield player on? That would be interesting. Taylor might get his medal as the result of an unexpected appearance outfield. I think Luzhny's going to be all right. He's just being led away by physio Gary Lewin. Well, Taylor won't want his big moment to be spoiled here. Henry. Jeffers. Henry. Too many Everton players even for him. Picked himself up, feeling his injured leg rather wearily then, as Kuhnert gets his first touch for Everton. Didn't go far, did he? Got a crack in the face as well. Bergkamp. 10 minutes to go at Highbury. 10 minutes remaining of a fantastic, historic and memorable season. Ashley Cole. Lushney back in the action, so presumably that will be the signal for Taylor to come on now for the last 10 minutes. Edu. Now Cole. And the other part of the triumvirate of great goalkeepers there, David Seaman and their coach Bob Wilson, as Henry again finds his way barred by Everton defenders. There's a good ball over the top. Radzinski. Campbell comes to meet it near post, and here he is. Still Radzinski. Arsenal clear the danger. Already dozens of red and white balloons drifting across the Highbury pitch. As Lindelof takes Everton forward. Watson. Back again to the three. That wasn't an end-of-season tackle, was it, by Ashley Cole? Now Carsley. Kuhnert. Oh, good ball. Unsworth. I've lost count of the number of crosses that Unsworth has wasted today, I'm afraid. Just to remind you of the significant scores: Liverpool 4, Ipswich 0, Sunderland 1, Derby 1. As Edu comes forward here, tried to pick out Jeffers in the middle. Certainly doing their best to give Jeffers a goal today, his Arsenal teammates, but it's just not coming at the moment. Here's Henry again. Languid, lazy, almost walking around. Vieira to Dixon. Now Lushney. Bergkamp. Henry's peeled away off the last defender. He spotted him and found it. Now Jeffers. Yes! He's done it! It took 4 chances, but who cares? Francis Jeffers gets his goal against his old club Everton. And Arsenal get the points now. That's for sure. It's only the second time he's scored in an Arsenal jersey. The first came 7 months ago against Bolton Wanderers, and Bergkamp again was the man who laid it on. Lovely ball. Henry played his part with a beautiful dink to the far post, and Jeffers did the rest. He wasn't going to miss that. And that is the signal also, as the celebrations for Jeffers' goal continue, for Everton to make their third, or rather Arsenal I should say, to make their third and final change of the day. The significant one we've been referring to. Richard Wright goes off, young Stuart Taylor comes on. He now can take his championship medal with pride. Arsenal 4, Everton 2. And Everton, for the second time in 4 years, come here and fail to spoil the party, and for the third successive season concede 4 goals at Highbury. But they've now lost 7 times in a row. There's been another goal up at Ewood Park, where Blackburn, who I personally think will do well next season, have scored again. Andy Cole gets his second goal of the game, Blackburn's third. It's now Blackburn 3, Fulham 0. Here, party's begun in earnest. The balloons now covering large areas of the pitch as the fans, thanks to that fourth goal, know that their team are going to sign off with a win. Unless Everton have got a minor miracle tucked up their sleeves here. They might get one back through Radzinski. No, denied by Grimondi. Patrick Vieira. I suppose the only question mark to be answered now is, can Henry get his hat-trick? He's done his best to lay on goals for others today. And the champions are signing off a quite incredible season in championship style. 4 goals today, 4 goals so far anyway, takes their total for the season in the Premiership to 79. Only Manchester United have scored more than that. And Manchester United still haven't scored today, remarkably. What a flat and miserable end it's been to their season, out of the Champions League at the semi-final stage. Seeing Arsenal take the title in their own backyard, and so far today failing to score, and now finishing third as Henry tricks himself almost. Liverpool have rattled in goal number 5 now against Ipswich. They beat Ipswich by 6 at Portman Road earlier in the season. They got 5 in Anfield today. Nicholas Anelka getting the latest. Liverpool 5, Ipswich 0. Sunderland drawing with Derby, but it doesn't matter because Ipswich needed to win that to put Sunderland in danger. They're clearly not going to. Liverpool 5, Ipswich 0. Liverpool are going to finish second. And Ipswich, I'm afraid, for a popular club as they are going to go back to the Nationwide Division 1. Here's Lindelof for Everton. They are crumbling now in the last few minutes here as Vieira takes Arsenal forward again. Can't pick out Jeffers this time. 3 minutes of the season to go. Arsenal, crowned as champions, are signing off in considerable style. Henry. He's playing it like a testimonial game now, Henry, but this time he commits a foul. Ginola to Campbell. And the old song that has been adopted by Freddie Ljungberg rings out around Highbury as Watson lines up a shot for Everton. Oh, and he's scored as well, would you believe it? Young goalkeeper Taylor came on. The last thing he would have wanted was to concede, but that's what's happened. Steve Watson scoring through that crowded penalty area. I'm not sure whether it took a deflection on the way. Let's have a look. No, it looked like it went clean in. And Watson, who scored a vital goal for Everton down at Southampton recently, a goal which confirmed their Premiership future, gets his 4th of the season. And this amazing game gets a 7th goal. Arsenal 4, Everton 3. Boring Arsenal indeed. And the unbelievable number of goals that have been scored for and against, in Everton's case since David Moyes took over, has gone up again. And maybe it's not over yet. Ginola. Here's Watson. Carsley. Given away to Dixon. We're in the final minute at Highbury. Arsenal lead by 4 goals to 3. Will there be one final twist in the tail? It's Henry for the hat-trick. What's he going to do? He knew, and he almost got it. The man's a magician. A genius. They've got a corner. And Henry has strolled over to take it. They worship him. Seconds remaining, plus whatever the referee adds for stoppage time. Bergkamp angles one into Dixon, who's foul, wasn't he, by Unsworth? Referee says play on because Vieira has possession. There's the first final score of the day from Anfield. Liverpool 5, Ipswich Town 0. That means two things. Liverpool finish runners-up, their highest position for 11 years. Manchester United's lowest position for 11 years. They're third, not bad is it, lowest position, third. And Ipswich are relegated. Here's Edu. Stoppage time being played. Not much of it. Edu again. Tries it himself. Everyone wants to get in on the goal-scoring action now. West Ham have scored a late goal at Upton Park against Bolton Wanderers. Ian Pearce, who had a dreadful misfortune with injury, scoring there. West Ham 2, Bolton 1. It's all over. And Highbury, the smiles of satisfaction all around.
So Arsenal claim their second league title in the last 5 seasons. Thierry Henry, another superb performance, has finished as the EPL's Golden Boot winner with 24 in the Premiership this season. What can you say about this side? Claiming the double for the first time since 1998. A great final day for Lee Dixon and company. Our final score from Highbury, Arsenal 4, Everton 3.
The Pontiac Sunfire, the sportiest car, for the price.
All League, it's the must-have DVD with the knockout performance of the year.
Like a butterfly, sang like a bee.
Starring Will Smith.
What's my name?
A Michael Mann film. Get it now on DVD and VHS.
My name is Sunny. When Adidas asked me to work with them, I knew I could fulfill my biggest dream. To take the world's best players back home to play in my Chiefs testimonial. Now he's the one they should be giving a boot deal.
Imagine nature without any color. It's much better when you add all the shades of spring. Cedar, for example, or walnut, redwood, or even blue wood. Formulated for the Canadian climate by Canada's paint experts. The superior protection of windshield stain comes in more than 1,000 colors, only at Home Hardware. Add more color to your great outdoors. Home Hardware. Health is close to home.
When it's hot outside, North Americans love to cool down and refresh themselves by taking the Nestea plunge. But what about places where there is no Nestea? Places like here in Upper Mongolia, Uganda, Scotland, Micronesia. Most of Switzerland does have Nestea, but not here in particular.
Nestea. Take the plunge.
Fido thinks big. 1,000 minutes nights and weekends for just $30 a month and a Nokia handset at $0. Fido thinks big. 1,000 minutes nights and weekends for just $30 a month and a Nokia handset at $0.
Welcome back, and there you get a look at the English Premier League trophy being set to be awarded to Arsenal. The last time they claimed it, of course, back in the 97-98 double-winning season, and they repeat that feat 5 seasons later. What a campaign it was for them, led by the brilliance, of course, by Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry, and the Highbury faithful love it. An exciting win, too, for them, a late scare from Everton, and they have managed to pull out their 26th win in 38 matches in the Premiership. We take a look back at the second half. Things tied up at 2 apiece. We move on in the final 45 minutes. Chested down beautifully by Thierry Henry. Grabs his second. That was number 24 on the Premiership, making him top scorer this season. Arsenal continuing their relentless assault forward. Thierry Henry, they call him the magician. This is why he sets it up, and Francis Jeffers heads it home. His first in 7 months, his second in the Premiership this season since coming over from his former club, Everton. However, give credit where credit is due. Everton would not fold. Steve Watson cuts it to 1, but eventually, as the cliche goes, too little too late. To the Toshiba final stats we go. The Gunners in a pretty wide open affair with the edge and opportunities on goal. 6 saves for Richard Wright and Stuart Taylor. 4 saves for Steve Simonson. The edge in corners, of course, going to Arsenal. And no bookings or sendings off throughout a cleanly played 90 minutes. So Arsenal, not only do they take home the double for the second time in 5 seasons, but a side that sets a new Premiership record with 13 consecutive victories on the campaign. What a season it has been. Finally snatching the title from Manchester United. It was all wrapped up on Wednesday in a 1-0 affair at Old Trafford. And Arsene Wenger promising the title, and he delivers. Jubilation for Captain Tony Adams, who did not feature today, but the captain and longtime defensive stalwart leading the celebrations here. Will it be his last appearance in the Premiership today, and his last in an Arsenal uniform? Patrick Vieira, one of the unsung heroes and unsung candidates for Player of the Season. And David Seaman, before he heads off to the Far East, celebrating in style. Arsenal are your 2002 English Premier League champions. Lee Dixon coming out and captaining the side, and young Ashley Cole, many of these days ahead for him. He'll also be heading for the trip to Japan and South Korea in just a few weeks' time. And Patrick Vieira, they love him at Highbury. Paying homage to him with songs as such, and how can you not love a guy that was so solid all season long? Keown, of course, held out of the lineup today due to a foot injury. Another player we will see in the Far East in a few weeks' time. Longtime member of that legendary back four. And Freddie Ljungberg, the Premiership Player of the Month, the hero, spearheading that final late season push for Arsenal as they moved on for the title. The Super Swede, another player. They just get endless and endless in terms of internationals. However, he may get revenge and become distasteful to the English public as they go against England, Sweden in the World Cup. And Dennis Bergkamp, what a campaign. The old veteran still has it. And Thierry Henry, your Golden Boot winner in the Premiership this season. As I mentioned, 24 league goals, tallying 2 today and surpassing Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. They are the heroes of North London, and today is their day. Two trophies inside a week's time. So sweet for them after celebrating in Cardiff 1 week ago. Sol Campbell stepping to the forefront after coming over from city rivals Tottenham Hotspur this season. This is why he came. And, of course, Robert Pires, the player of the season, who, of course, went down a few months ago. Pay homage where homage is due. They can only worship him. The Frenchman Indeed, one of those catalysts alongside his countrymen, and that French connection, as they call it, for Arsenal. Unfortunately for him, we will not see him in action for France in Japan and South Korea. But for now, a moment to savor, and Arsene Wenger hoists the Premiership title for the second time as coach of Arsenal, and the Gunners celebrate in style. The chant of champions, kings of England, whatever you want to call them. A well-deserved trophy. We take a look at the final standings. Liverpool finishes up in the second position. Manchester United, a disappointing third. They will have to go to the qualification round of the Champions League, along with Newcastle United. Leeds United themselves slipping as the season wore on. And Chelsea, another disappointing campaign for them. How about Blackburn, newly promoted team, finishing in the top 10? Well done by Coach Graham Souness. Down at the bottom, well, Sunderland, they managed to avoid the drop. Ipswich Town losing badly on the road 5-0 to Liverpool today, and they will be heading right back down to the Nationwide. But for now, the spotlight on Arsenal, and they take it. For everybody here at Fox Sports World, our technical staff, Eileen Lee, Rhea Starlight, Adrian Miche, assistant producers, Roy Moran, and Bo Bagley, this is Christian Miles signing off from the English Premier League.